Êtes-vous, êtes-vous, êtes-vous ne fait, êtes-vous ne fait. So glad to see you today. Glad that everyone is here. Let's go ahead and look at what we're going to do with our adumbration today. All right. All right. Excellent. So we know we're going to start with the Shaashaa. We're going to get into some Asar Stance, some Qigong. We're going to also do some all over body check-in. Then we'll slide into some form. All right. And as we're getting real close to the new moon coming up next week, we'll do some lunar movement from our lunar cycle. We'll get to that alternate nostril breathing exercise. We'll get to some wisdom from the sages of the ages, and then I'm going to need you to remember your homework because we're going to expand it as we get into the spring. We have our equinox coming on the 20th. So you know what that means today as well. We're going to actually get into the grand transition of the sun portion of the form. So that's really close to the lunar section. So for many of us, it's not going to be that hard to do any different. Of course, I'll call it out. We'll do them together. We'll start with the lunar cycle. Then we'll get into the next one, which would be the grand transition of the sun, meaning the sun's 180. And then we'll get into the form itself. All right? Sound like a plan? Well, I hope it does. Thank you so much for joining us today. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit the button, do the things, share the things. If you find this of value, let's get moving. Right. For all the masters that have gone before us, we bow. Teacher to student, student, teacher. Feet parallel, shoulders width. Get these hands up here. Give us a little balance. Shift that weight. And then rotate the foot. And take it the other direction. Set it down heel first. Wiggle the toes. Big toe by itself. And work your way down each toe. All right. Shift the weight. Pick up that foot. Now I'm picking it up a little higher, just so you can see the rotation. Want full range of motion. Change direction. Set it down heel first. Wiggle the toes, all of them together. One at a time. Start with the big toe. Work your way down to the pinky toe. All right. Drop the hands to the sides. And we're going to work that shoulder. And take it to the front. And we start with the other shoulder. And to the front. All right, take that left hand, extend the arm. Come in a little bit here so you can, if you want that full range of motion. We're not in a hurry. You want to have the arm distance be far enough away so that you can feel the entire weight of the arm on the shoulder, and the hand far enough away from the shoulder you can feel the weight on the bicep. Change direction. And then the movement of the hand works all the muscles in the hand and the forearm. So the forearm isn't moving. you see the muscles firing, gives the appearance of movement. Wiggle all the fingers, and one at a time. Other hand, same thing. Change direction. Wiggle all the fingers, one at a time. All right, bring that down to the side. Let's go. Looking left to right, left to right, just slow and gentle. Doing it with your bellows breathing. Looking over your left shoulder, taking the chin down and up. Looking over the left shoulder, taking the chin up and down. Right in the center, chin down and up. Take the head around in a circle. Your next in breath, take the head the opposite direction. And on your next in breath, bring the head back to front and center. All right, shake it out, opposite hand, opposite leg. All right, excellent. Now we got all that in. Get into Wu Chi. All right, pyramid hands. Shift right, step left, a little wider than shoulders width, or into feet parallel, shoulders width, wherever you are. Get in it. 12 breaths. Asar Stance. Pyramid hands. Shift the weight to the right. Turn on the waist. Shift the weight back to your left. Turn the waist. Shift the weight back, middle. Turn to the middle. Shift the weight to the right leg. Slide the left foot into Wuchi position. Drop the hands and shake it out. All right, feet parallel, shoulders width. Oh, I almost have the sun cresting over the mountain into my space here. Usually as this occurs, we would sing the hymn to Ra as it rises in the east. I'll spare you today, but there may be a time we'll gather and we'll sing the song. So as the sun is rising in the east. So with that, let's get into the KhASA position. It's a way to receive the light. 2 breaths. Palms facing forward for 2 breaths. And shifting and pivoting and stepping into the dua position. 4 breaths. Stepping back. Pivot. Drop the hands and into the gathering. Take it out. Right, feet parallel, shoulders width. I'm going to do the lunar cycle, the short form to the right. To start. And you'll see the transition as we then move into the grand transition of the sun. And the sun will be coming at you. So you'll see it as the sun is coming at us right now. So you'll be able to see that as we move. So I'll describe parts of it so you can see. But remember, you consistently have a ball of energy in the hands. And we'll go from there because there's a lot of work that goes into sinking down. And let's begin as we inhale. Remember, this is the lunar cycle. All right. All right, one more sunrise. We're going to go right into the reintegration of the solar cycle and the grand transition of the sun. Here we go. And here we call this single whip. You're going to turn, you're going to stir the cauldron into single whip. You're going to shift the weight and turn. Okay. So we end here at single whip. Okay, let's come on back and we'll shake it out. And I'm going to just show you real quick what we're doing. So this is the grand circuit of the sun here. See, we're facing this direction at the equinox, which is coming up on the 20th. We're going to turn. This is 90 degrees, part of the shift. And then we continue until now we're 180 degrees. And that's why we do this movement together 4 times a year at the equinoxes and the solstices. Okay? Just want you to understand. And they're also connected to the fast, the community fast that we do 4 times a year. So as you understand the movements of the body, the movements of the form are a microcosmic representation of the macrocosmic movement of the external cosmos. Also connected to the I Ching, or the Book of Changes. So it affords you an opportunity for much deeper study into how the body is connected to the larger cosmos, and how these movements, through the practices that we're doing, connect your spirit, mind, and body. Remember, the brain is part of the body. The brain is part of the body. It's not separate. So sink down. We're going to do this solar transition one more time. Then we'll do the whole short form. Then we'll do some breathing and get into the ending. Here we go. Come on. Sun rises. All the way to the grand transition. All right, shake it out. Now, we get into the short form. All right. So something we've been working on. We've slowly moved through it from the very beginning. We've built up your body. So we know that our bodies remember the movements. The subtlety is going to come with practice over time as we identify, make sure the footwork is proper. We make sure the waist turns proper. And then we get into the expression as the arms release the shoulders and the waist, do what they're instructed to do along with the breathing. The arms and hands basically become one unit and are mere expression. Sinking down as we begin, inhale. Hold short form. While I'm getting bathed in light here. So grateful. All right. Grab a comfy seat real quick. Gonna get to our alternate nostril breathing exercise. And again, we're not just kind of resurrecting stuff. For those of you that may be your first day back with us, we're doing it because we're in the midst of the spring equinox community fast. Okay. So we want to make sure that we're doing all the things that we need to do to get the body in right relationship with itself and the cosmos. Now take this right hand, thumb and index finger touching, palm up. And take that left thumb, block off the left nostril, middle and index finger to the center of the forehead. Breathing in, out, in, out, in, out. Fire breath. Deep breath in and release. Switching hands, no breath. Breathing in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Fire breath. Deep breath in and release. Both hands, thumb and index finger touching, palm up, resting on the thighs and knees, breathing in, out, in, out, in, out. Fire breath. Deep breath in, chin down, and release. All right. All right, let me switch up a little bit here today. Just because grabbed a couple of things that I wanted to, there we go, vary it up for us. So we're going to start today with Present Moment, Wonderful Moment by Thich Nhat Hanh. Mindfulness verses for daily living. We're all into, here we go. This is called Following the Breath. Something we can say to ourselves while we're breathing, not necessarily doing a meditation, but just while we're breathing. All right, let's check it out. Following the breath. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. All right. Now with our traditional, the essence of Tai Chi Chuan literary tradition. Okay. This should be from the exposition on this is the Song of Form and Function by Chen Man Cheng, who is an elder brother of our great grandmaster Dalu. And so here's the section that we're talking about here. If the bubbling well has no root and the waste has no commander, steadying hard till death will be of no help. The form and function are mutually connected and nothing more. The great Qi can be conducted to the hand, advancing, retreating, looking left, looking right, and central equilibrium. Not neutralizing, it naturally neutralizes. Not yielding, it naturally yields. When the foot wants to advance, first shift backwards. The body is like a floating cloud. In push hands, the hands are not needed. The whole body is a hand, and the hand is not a hand. But the mind must stay in the place it should be. All right. Then we get to Ptah Hotep here. Get it in. All right. If you meet a disputant in action who is a poor one and who is not your equal, do not attack them because they are weak. Leave them alone. They will confound themselves. Do not answer them just so that you can relieve your own heart. Do not vent yourself against your opponent. Wretched is one who injures a poor person. If you ignore them, listeners will wish to do what you want. You will beat them through the listener's reproof. Dao De Ching, Lao Tzu, rectifying viewpoints. Those adept in establishing themselves cannot be plucked up. Those adept in the act of embracing cannot be made to relax their hold. They are worshipped for generations in a row. Cultivate Tao in one's person, and its virtue will be genuine. Cultivate Tao in one's family, and its virtue will be overflowing. Cultivate Tao in one's state, and its virtue will be abundant. Cultivate Tao in one's empire, and its virtue will be pervasive. Therefore, by one's person, one sizes up other persons. By one's family, one sizes up other families. By one's village, one sizes up other villages. By one's state, one sizes up other states. By one's empire, one sizes up other empires. How do I know this is so with the empire? By this. All right. With that, we got our wisdom from the sages of the ages, including our edition from Present Moment, Wonderful Moment by Thich Nhat Hanh, Master Thich Nhat Hanh. And so, Remember, wisdom does not belong to any culture, to any group. It belongs to all of us, wherever we may find it. So it's important for us, as we access wisdom, to utilize and find the ones outside of the ones we may have been, I'm going to say indoctrinated, but that's not really what it is. What we've been exposed to is primarily out of the West, primarily Christian, primarily Greek and Christian, some Roman. But again, so what we bring to you is some things you may or may not have been exposed to. And it may sound familiar because wisdom does not belong to any one culture. It belongs to all of us, and it is an open secret that is readily available. You don't need the book to see it. You just need to crack the heart wide open, as Rumi would say. And with that, let's bow out. I say to all the masters that have gone before us, we bow. Teacher to student, student, teacher, Ashe, bearing witness to the ancestors and paying homage to the eternal witness of earth and sky. I bid you Hatep, peace, Ankh Ujasaneb, life, health, and strength. The hidden rules the revealed rules life. Amen Re Nasut Nacher, Aten Re Neb and Ankh. Hajapu.